Good morning, guys, and as you'll notice, I'm not in the garage, and that's because my 9 to 5 is really busy this morning. There's no way I'm going to get down to the garage probably before even 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm back to back in all of my meetings, and normally I would do some of the prep work for the garage stuff, for the eBay stuff, in the morning, first thing before my 9 to 5. However, all of my meetings this morning need some kind of prep work doing for them, so I'm currently logged on at 8:15 doing prep for them. Now, just a quick overview of what happened over the weekend. I had 8 sales for £180. 8 seems to be the norm. Most of the sales were newly listed stock. I'll say newly listed, probably within the last couple of weeks. No old stock got turned over on the weekend. But my average selling price was pretty decent. I think it's 22 quid on average over the 8 sales. Which I can't really grumble at. You know, I'm trying to get £15 is my target, and at the minute I'm definitely superseding that. At the minute, my average I'll do it over 90 days, is £17.53. So it's even gone up again. You know, when I worked out my strategy last week, it was £16.82, and again this week it's gone up by 37.9% over the last 90 days. So that's really promising, really promising. So although eBay is frustrating, a lot of these numbers do say that they're on the rise. So total sales in the last 90 days is up 40%. Great. The amount sold is up 2%. The average sales price is up 37.9%. Can't really grumble. We've actually had 33% rise in repeat buyers, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to see repeat buyers. I want people to know that my store has stock that they want and they want to return and purchase more, because it's easier to retain a customer than try and find a new one. That's an old adage in retail. You've probably heard it a million times. But yeah, so although the amount sold over the weekend wasn't very high, it wasn't as high as last weekend, all the numbers are on the up. And what I'll do is I'm just going to carry on prepping for my 9 to 5, and I'll check back in with you hopefully in the garage sometime this afternoon, and I can show you exactly what's sold. This is the downside of being a part-time reseller. Reselling really has to come last. You know, your family life, your home life has to come first. Your 9 to 5 has to come second, because that's what pays the bills to the family, and then you have to tag on your side income after that, which sometimes feels a little bit sucky, but you know, is what it is. I'll check in with you later. Right, so some good news. My 12 o'clock meeting has cancelled, so it means I can take my lunch break as I normally would, which means I've got time to get these items picked, packed and posted. Happy days. Do love it when a meeting cancels. Right, so in no particular order, first things first, we have this Nirvana jumper. As you can see, it is ages 9 to 10 years old. It was brand new without tags, and it has sold for £11.99. I paid £1 for that. Next up we have a Peter Storm Parker rain jacket. It's a lightweight one, kind of thing you'd see at a festival. It's got butterflies all over it. That has sold for $23.99. Next up we have this Orvis polo shirt. It's just a plain blue polo shirt with a little bit of detail on the collar. That has sold for £18 on offer. Originally I had that listed for 22, but I thought 18 was pretty reasonable, so take that. Next up we have this London Wasps rugby polo. That has sold for £24.99. It's sold 30 seconds after I listed it. Probably too cheap, or the right buyer at the right time was looking for that. Don't know. What else we got? A pair of Carhartt cargo shorts. Now these are sold for £25 on offer. They were up for £27.99 I think, and these were one of the items that had actually come off eBay when I did my stock take. So now that they're back on eBay, guess what, eBay, they've sold. Just keep my items on the store and I'll sell some stock. Next item took about a day to sell, and I thought this one might sit a little bit. It is a polo shirt. The brand is Bunker Mentality, and I took an offer of £13 for that. Had it on for $14.99. Somebody offered me £13. I'm not going to grumble over a couple of quid. When I listed the Wasps rugby polo, I just sold something else. Vintage Adidas windbreaker jacket. Okay. I also listed this Liverpool shirt, and I listed this Liverpool shirt for 20 quid, £19.99, and it sold instantly, which again probably means I did it too cheap. Now I don't do the pricing. My VA does the pricing, and I just check to see if they're in the ballpark. I don't really do football shirts, so I don't really know what each one's worth. So I probably should have looked that one up. Might have missed out on a small fortune. I didn't pay that much for it. I got 20 quid back in the account, and it took 30 seconds to sell. So happy days. Not too fussed. E1109. E1109 is an item that has just gone into the markdown strategy. So it is this Adidas hoodie, extra large. It sold for £17.99. It's quite a vintagey one, so I had it listed quite high. It's hit the 50% markdown, and it has sold. So happy days. One old item has sold. Lovely. And most of them are above the ASP that I want. In fact, only 2 of them are not, and one of them is a kid's item, so that's good. And then the last one, before I forget, is this Gant jacket, which is a really nice jacket. It's really thick, really heavy. That's sold for £24.99. £24.99. Lovely. Now, you can hold out longer for these, but my philosophy is I'd rather turn stock over quickly and reinvest that money. You know, if I could probably have got 40 quid maybe at a push in 2 years time. This would have sold for 40 quid maybe, but it's sold for 25 now, I'm going to take that £25 and reinvest it into several more items that are then going to sell and make several more pounds, and I'm going to reinvest all that money. I could have reinvested 50 times before this sold for £30 or £40, and I'd still be better off taking it cheap now, reinvesting, buying better stock, taking it cheap, buying better stock. I'd still be better off just keep reinvesting the money. So for me, it's not about getting the maximum profit. It's about getting the money and getting the stock turned over quickly. That's what I want. Packing time. Then I need to go and get it sent to the post office, have a quick lunch, and then go back to work, because work is really busy today. Work's really busy tomorrow as well, so it's not looking good from an eBay point of view this week. So when I do my planning session later, I imagine it will be very later. I don't think I'm going to be able to plan much in the way of photographs. I wouldn't have thought. Just to let you know as well, that I won't be doing any work at all on Wednesday. No 9 to 5, no eBay, nothing on Wednesday. It is my birthday. Muggins here is 39 years old on Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm not doing anything. Taking the whole day off. Spending the day with the fam. So, I really only have Monday, Tuesday. I'm not going to do any photos tonight because it's football night. Tuesday's really busy at work, so I'm probably just going to crash out Tuesday. Thursday's football night, so no photos then. Friday night, I've got the in-laws coming round, so no photos that evening. Saturday night, I might be able to squeeze some photographs in Saturday night, and then I think Sunday's Father's Day as well, so probably not much in the way of photographing for new stock. But I have sent 48 items to the VA, so I should be okay. Should be okay for 1 week, I would have thought. It does mean that the week after will be heavy on photographs and sending items to the VA, because I'm going to have literally nothing left in the draft bank and no photos sent. Anyway, postage time. Welcome back. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday afternoon, and the reason it's afternoon is because my 9 to 5 has been crazy busy. I've been back-to-back meetings all morning again. Lots of work to do in my actual job. But it's now lunchtime, so it's 12 o'clock, and that means I'm able to come out to the garage to get some of the items that have sold over Monday posted out. Now, be no work tomorrow, so I'm going to try and delay the posting of these items as long as I can. So I'll probably be going to the post office at about 5 o'clock-ish, I would have thought. It's open till 6, but now is a perfect time to get the majority of them packed. There are only 5 items, £89. So let's just crack on with it, I suppose. D1608. D1608 is a weird fish navy waffle macaroni knit. All the keywords in there. That has sold for £8.50. And the reason why it's gone cheap is because it's a small size. Said it time and time again. Weird fish only really sells well for me if it's a larger size. This is not a large size. It's only a medium. I've had it a while. So there you go. £8.50. But it's gone. Next up, D808. D8. That's E8. It's a shirt, but it isn't that shirt. E8. D8 is what I want. D8. 08. That looks more like it. This is an Orvis shirt. It's an extra large. It's not the greatest shirt in the world. It has sold for £11.99, and again, I've had that quite a while. Happy to see that one go as well. And then I've got a multi-quantity purchase. So the first one is E1007. E1007. And the other one is F203. F203, and they are both Guinness rugby shirts. Now, this rugby shirt in particular, I've had so many offers on it, and they're all stupid offers. So I had this listed for £21.99, and you might think, it's a little bit high, and it is. I totally understand it is, but I'm willing to accept offers above £15, because if you've been in the part of this channel for a while, you know that's the ASP that I'm trying to achieve, £15. So if it's listed for £21.99, and the research does say that it should sell for £21.99, and somebody offered me 15 or above, they're going to pick it up. The amount of offers I had at £6 for this item, £21.99 is listing, and they're offering £6. I started to question the item. I was like, have I got this wrong? And then I've gone back and I've had a look, and I'm like, no, there's some selling for 20 odd pounds. So I held out, I didn't panic, and somebody came and bought two. This one sold for £21.99, and this one sold for £22.99. Happy days. I knew it was worth that. And the last one is F705. It's a men's media. F7. 5. So I've actually got two of these. This one's a medium and the other one's a large. So I just have to check which one it was. But it is a Pink Floyd 1987 to 88 t-shirt, world tour with a back graphic on it. Cost me £2, and it is sold for £12.99. Brilliant. Now, not going to linger too much. I'm just going to get these packed, get them to the post office, and then I've got a busy afternoon with the 9 to 5 again. So, yeah. If I don't see you again today, it means it'll be Thursday, because there's no work tomorrow.
2 days later.
Good morning. It's Thursday and I am 1 year older, so that means I am 1 year wiser. But I still can't work out the eBay algorithm. I don't think I ever will. Tuesday afternoon, I had an influx of sales. Great. Wednesday, I'd already planned that I wasn't going to do anything on eBay apart from put 5 live from my draft. Did that first thing, no sales all day, and then on the stroke of 11:30 at night, I got 1 sale for £25. I just can't work out what goes on. How do you get 5 sales one day, 15 sales the next day, 1 sale the day after that? There's no consistency whatsoever. But all I can do is keep plodding on. All I can do is keep making sure that I've got good items in my store ready for people to buy. So let's go through what sold Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, which is the one. And I've already had 1 sale this morning, I think. So let's start, shall we? So the one that sold on Wednesday is this North Face Luminous Yellow hoodie. It's a unisex. I've listed it as unisex yellow fleece drawstring hoodie, and that sold for £24.99. That still hadn't been put away. It's actually in here when I went and collected it this morning, so it's still not been put away. That's how newly listed that one is. B601 is a pair of Wrangler shorts from the Fleek wholesale sack, selling really well, still selling really well. They have gone for £20.99. Really happy with that. We have a Replay bomber jacket. This is a really interesting piece, this one. So it's a blue that fades into like a black colour at the bottom. It's really difficult to photograph because it just looked like there was a massive shadow on it, but you'll see it in the picture in a minute. But that has achieved £27.74. I think I had it listed for 30. Somebody offered me whatever I just said. We have a pair of jeans. Now, weirdly enough, I got an offer for these jeans on Sunday, an offer of £15, which I accepted, and then nothing happened. And I thought, okay, maybe they don't actually want them. Maybe they were just fishing and then realised actually they don't need them. But yeah, it took a couple of days, but they accepted the offer, so I was really pleased with that one. Happy that my offers going out are working. Next up, we have a North Face puffer jacket. It's not down-filled or anything like that. It's just a very basic, really nice looking black puffer jacket. And it adds sort of like a dark green North Face logo. A really nice piece. Again, if it had been my size, I'd have probably kept this because it would go with everything. But it's not my size, and an offer came in for £20, and I have took the offer of £20. One thing, a part of my new strategy, is that I'm not going to be sentimental about items. Money in is always better than no money coming in, is my new mindset. So I would rather have some of the money all of the time than all of the money some of the time. That's the new philosophy. So that's gone for 20 quid. So the customer's going to be over the moon with that, I'm sure. We have got a Bastille band t-shirt that I've had for ages. Can't even remember where I got it from. Couldn't tell you. My instinct says car boot, but God knows. That's gone for £19.99. So that's really good. It's probably been sat so long because of the price. I definitely wasn't the cheapest when I listed it at the time. At least it's gone now. And then finally we have this Orvis Sherpa lined fleece, and this definitely came out of a Boob wholesale sack, and that went on offer for £25. Again, I didn't have it listed for too much more than that. I think it was £28.99, £29.99, and when the offer came in I thought, yeah, that's reasonable. And again, with the new philosophy of all of the money, some of the money all of the time, I thought, you know what, let's get 25 quid back in the account. So that's great. So I'm going to get all of this packaged up now. Because I've had one day off in the middle of my 9 to 5 work week, obviously the next 2 days are going to be really busy again. So not a lot of time for anything else. The VA is back. They've done all of the photos that I sent them, so that's really good. So we've got about 10 days worth of listings in the draft bank. That's listing 5 a day, so that's really promising. So there's no urgency for me to go and get everything listed. Still do have quite a pile. I definitely have a load of trousers and long coats that need to be looked at, but yeah, I think we'll probably have to look at that on the weekend, and then just keep everything crossed for more sales on today and Friday, and hopefully have a good weekend from a sales point of view. Feels quite flat though, and I think it's probably because of the peaks and troughs. I think that's the main problem. This week I think has been too relaxed from a business point of view. I don't think that there's much that I've done this week to help push the business forward. I think it's been very flat and consistent. Just continue doing what we're doing as a bare minimum, and I think there's a couple of reasons behind that. Firstly, it was my birthday yesterday, so I was already in holiday mode 2 days before my birthday. And then there's like a family meal that we're going to on Friday night, so again it's like not putting that much focus on the eBay work. So I think next week the plan is going to be to knuckle down, focus, and try and do things that help move the needle, help move the business forward, because I feel like this week it's just been a maintenance week. And I think that June in general is felt very maintenance-y because I've not been sourcing stock, and all of the excitement is building up because I can't wait to go and source stock. But then the right thing for the business is to get the stock listed that I've got. I'm never short of stock, and I think that's the one thing that I'm learning. When I first started out, I really am still starting out, although I'm a year and a half in, finding stock was really difficult. And it was only when I niched into clothing that I go, well, actually, stock is abundant. I've just got to be organised. You know, I can get stock anytime I want. I can wholesale, but I need to plan it however many days in advance it takes for that wholesale to arrive. So I know if I'm going to order Fleek wholesale, I'm giving it a month to get here. I know that if I'm ordering Boom wholesale, I'm giving it 2 weeks to get here. So I just need to make sure that I plan in enough time to get stock. Whereas before, when I was doing everything, I was really reliant on car boots. But I don't really rely on car boots anymore. Car boots is just one of those ones where you go, the point of me going to car boots is to maintain relationships with contacts, try and create new contacts, and obviously pick up some cool stuff for rock bottom prices if I can. But the pricing thing is what it is. Those are the reasons I go to the car boots. The main reason I don't go to charity shops is because I can't. It's not that I can't build relationships. It feels a lot more difficult to build a relationship at the charity shops. And because I only stay in my local area, which is probably my mistake, I should probably go to different areas to try and build the relationships. The charity shops in my area are very regimented. They're all, a lot of them are big chained charity shops. You know, your British Heart Foundations, your Oxfams and stuff like that. There's not a, there is one independent charity shop, but I don't know if I haven't built that relationship up with them. A lot of the time the stock that they get in is of the cheaper variety, the lower quality, just where the location is of that shop. It's around a poorer area, if you like, so the stuff that go in, a lot of it is fake, and a lot of it is Primark, a lot of it is Shein, a lot of it is those kind of brands, the supermarket brands. And you know, I don't mind wearing supermarket brands, clearly, but for resale, they're not really any good to me. So I used to go there quite a lot until I learned about sell-through rate. I've not been there in months. I've not been charity shopping properly for months. I do every now and again if I'm doing something else and I've got a bit of time to kill. I might go, oh, I'll nip into the charity shop and I'll see what I can pick up. I might pick up one thing. That's not really a sourcing trip. It's just because I'm doing something else and there's a charity shop in front of me. So I don't really use charity shops. Anyway, sourcing will be done when sourcing is done. I'm gonna get these packed and I'll check back in if anything else sells. So it's now midday, and just before I go to the post office, I've had a sale. It is this Lucy and Yak. It's like a 3/4 length fleece. I only listed this morning, so it's not been on there very long at all. It was listed for 35 and an offer came in for 29, and I took it. Firstly, because that is my new strategy, not to get sentimental about items, because even if it is worth £35, and if eBay tell me it's worth £35, the right buyer at the right time has come along and they want this item, but they want it for 29. I ain't paid 29 for it. Come out of a Boom wholesale sack, so it cost me 6 into 29, perfect return. And secondly, it's an extra small. Why am I going to sit on an extra small for for £6? No thank you, get it gone. Nice little sale. Good morning, it is Friday and it's the end of the work week. I've still got to do Friday for my 9 to 5 job, but it's currently 8 o'clock in the morning and I've had 2 sales that came in Thursday afternoon. Thursday didn't end up being a bad day actually. I think I did £88 in sales, so that's pretty decent. So Wednesday was really poor, but Tuesday and Thursday have been pretty good. Wednesday was only £25 for example, but if I can have a good weekend, I should be okay. Now the two items that have sold, one I've had for about 4 months, and it's this pair of vintage Nike football boots. They are the Total 90 Zooms, but they are kids sized, so that's probably why they've hung around a little bit. Now I had these listed for £20. Somebody offered me 15, and because they have been hanging around, I took the offer of 15. 15 is my ASP that I'm after, so it made sense to me. And then the other thing has only been listed 2 weeks, and it is this t-shirt that says still perfect after all these years. It's a pretty niche t-shirt. It is from like the 90s, I think. I think it's from like 92 or something like that. I can't remember. Oh, 89. It's from 89. And I had this listed for $14.99 to try and get it gone. Somebody offered me £6. Now, because I'm not being sentimental about stock, when I listed this, my general feeling was it was going to sit for quite a while. So for me to get a £6 return on this item, and I know I don't make any money on that because it comes from a Boom wholesale sack, but not all of the sack makes loads of money. So the t-shirts, I'm almost trying to get money back or get a little bit of profit, and then the coats and the jackets and the jumpers is where you make the bigger profit. So to get my money back on this one is absolutely fine. Keeps the sales trickling in, and it means that it isn't going into wholesale this time next year. So brilliant. So just those 2 sales that have come in so far. Nothing yet for Friday, but it's still early. I'm not expecting anything, if I'm being honest, because I got a counterfeit violation on my account this morning because I listed this item, which hopefully I'll be able to put on screen now. And it is a Ford jumper. Now, what it looks like to me is like a Ford garage jumper. It's a blue jumper. It's clearly a uniform, and it just has a little Ford logo on it. And it has got, in the tag, it has got a uniform brand. So it looks like it is an old Ford jumper. And eBay have pulled me up for a counterfeit violation. Now, I've appealed this, but whenever I appeal any counterfeit violation that I get, I don't really have any success with it. So I had a couple of Volkswagen ones. It seems to only be car manufacturers, if I'm being honest. So I've had a couple of Volkswagen t-shirts that they deem counterfeit, and I'm like, they're made by George, and they've got Volkswagen merchandising and licensing. I can't do any. I bought it from George. How am I not being able to sell that item? You know, it's clearly a product that is going to be on the shelf. But anyway, so I don't have any luck with them. So I've tried to fight those ones a couple of times and got nothing back. So those t-shirts have had to go into the wholesale sacks. And then I'm trying to fight this one now, because this is a genuine product that was a genuine uniform. It's not counterfeit. Counterfeit for me is when you have a fake item. If you get a pair of I don't know, Nikes, and you've got them from Temu, then that's a fake pair of, that's a counterfeit product. This is a jumper that was worn by somebody in a garage. Okay, so I'm not expecting any sales today, if I'm being honest, because every time I do one of these, sales just plummet. It's almost like eBay go, counterfeit, no, let's not send any traffic his way. That's my experience of it anyway. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully I'll still get a lot of traffic. But yeah, not holding my breath that I'm going to get much. That's really it for now. I'm going to get these packed. One thing I need to do this weekend is I need to sort the garage out again. I'm not overly fussed about doing photographs this weekend. I've got enough for 8 days currently. But let me show you. Currently the garage is a bit of a mess. So we've got items that have fallen out down here that need to be put away. All this bag needs to be put away, and it's all in the A section, which is down there, which is one of the last sections I ever put away because it's so much of a faff to get down here, and I really cannot wait for the new unit because I won't have this situation again. Now, B's also a bit of a problem, but you know. So this is all A to be put away. This is all B. So you can see the problem that I have is if it's not really easy, I just procrastinate on it and I leave it, which is not something that I want to be doing in the new room. No, I talk about this new room like it's happening next week, but it's really not. So yeah, so I've got A and B to put away. I've got some clothing down here which is to be hung up, but I'm short of hangers, so I need to order some more hangers, but I don't really have that much space, so I'm probably going to do a wholesale bale of jackets. Yeah, that probably feels right to try and clear some of these down, because some of these I've had, it's got to be 8 months now. My problem with wholesaling jackets at this time is it's not the right time for jackets for most people. Hopefully if I can make an appealing wholesale lot, then I can get them gone. And then I've got all of this down here that still needs to be photographed. There's about 30 items there, and then this shelf here needs a bit of loving because everything's just shoved in wherever it can. This bag, a part of the new strategy, this bag is going to the cash for clothing because it's got holes in it. So they do it by the weight. So a lot of these are woolly jumpers or denim jacket. So that's part of that new strategy. So anything that's unfixable, and most of the time the wool jumpers that I get are unfixable, they will go in there. I do have a few bits that need a bit of rework still. So this Sheffield United hoodie I picked up from a charity shop, and it has a massive hole in it. So that's not good, so I'm going to get the wife to stitch that up. I've still done nothing with the Barber jacket, mostly because I'm not in a rush for it. It's not one of those that's going to sell this quarter, I wouldn't have thought. So as long as I get it sorted for next quarter. And in this red tub, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be gone through. I pulled all this out for wholesale. So I've got in this red tub, there's wholesale stuff ready to go. And in this bag, there's wholesale stuff ready to go. But I've pulled them out and separated them depending on what the item is. So in this bag here, the white bag, is just like t-shirts and jumpers and stuff. And then in these bags I've got some military jackets, but I've only got 5, so I really want to wait until I got 10. So this is the only bad thing about the wholesale side of it, is when you pull items off, or when I'm pulling items off, I don't always have enough for a wholesale bale. So the military one is a good example. I've only got 5 jackets. Now, eventually I will have more. You know, all of these are filled with military jackets, but they only got listed, what, 2 months ago? So they're not ready yet. And there might be some more splattered around. I just need to go through it, see if I can make some bales up, because this is just stock that's been sat on the store, done nothing, and is waiting for its next outlet. So that's that. I'm just gonna get these 2 items packed and then get them to the post office later on. And just before we go to the post office, we have sold one more, and it's one of the items that has not yet been put away. It is this fat face women's hoodie. It's quite a nice little hoodie. That has sold for £17.09p, and I think that was an offer. It's a really random offer. Yeah, doesn't look like they've used any of the coupons or anything, so there we go, £17.09p. And that's going to be all the sales that you see for Friday, because I'm going to get this to the post office now. And then I might do a bit of a montage tomorrow of me sorting out this garage and what have you. Right, good evening. It is Saturday. Don't know where the day's gone today. It's been crazy. I've got a few other projects on the go, so I've got projects around the house, projects around the garden, so I've been focusing on them today because the weather's been really nice. But I did say that I need to sort the garage out, and it is a mess. And for me, if it's not tidy and organised, then I really lose the will to want to come in here and want to improve on things. So it's really imperative that I get it tidied and get it structured. Now, at the minute, things are being shoehorned in all over the place, but they just need a little bit of a tidy. I don't particularly have space to put a bin, for example, so I'm still using a bag. That's gonna have to stay for now. It does my head in, but it does what it's supposed to do. So first plan is to get all of my items put away. So I've got this IKEA bag here. I've got items all over the place that need to find their home. So once all the items are put away, I'm then going to sort out the packaging because it's just crazy. I've got packaging all over the place. It's supposed to all fit underneath. However, I've acquired more packaging than I ever have needed before. So I've just had another delivery of mail bags, and they don't have a home currently. So I'm going to put the items away, sort the packaging stuff out, and then try and tackle the unlisted stock. Not to list it, just to organise it, and just so that I can take stock of what I've actually got in there. And I've said it a million times before, the unorganised stock here is usually trousers, dresses, long coats, things that don't fit on my board. I have to do in the house, on the floor, on the living room floor. So I tend to do them in a job lot of however many I get, 30 or 40, and then I'll do them all together so that I'm, again, more streamlined in my process. There's no point in me doing this jacket and then doing some trousers, going into the house and doing some trousers. I'll just wait until I've got like 30 or 40 trousers or 15 or 20 coats or whatever. So I need to take stock of what I've actually got there. So that's the third job. And then just a general tidy up, I think. I also want to look at what I've got in these wholesale bags to see if I can actually create more listings for wholesale. New strategy is working really well, really pleased with it. I won't go too much into the sales I've had over Friday and Saturday because that'll be a Monday's video, but the strategy is working really well. So, top notch. Right, first job. Get this lot put away. Right, I do not know why I put off doing the put away and the cleaning, because it's literally taken me 20 minutes. It's not taken long at all. So all the items are put away. I've gone through all of the clothing that was on here. It's now down here ready to list. There's 59 items down here, 60 with that one, 60 items ready to rock and roll. Just got to get the photos done for it, so that's really good. I've just gone through, I've got 2 wholesale lots that are not quite ready to be made into lots. So I've got this bag down here which has got like military wear, you know, the smocks and things like that. There's 5 of those in there, and I do have some jackets that are way back there that I've had nearly a year, so they're going to go into that. So that's going to be close, I think, to getting a lot. And then currently I have 9. There you go, focus. I've got 9 jackets and coats, but they are very much, you know, regatta. I'm not picking regatta up anymore. Regatta, see? There is a theme here. What's that one? Oh, that's it's a golf brand, but it's got the Mercedes National Final 2001 on it, and I just don't think people are looking for that. That would have come out of a wholesale, in all fairness. I wouldn't have picked that up at a charity shop or anything. What else have we got? Lord Anthony. I think I took a bit of a gamble on this one a year ago. Clearly hasn't paid off. So yeah, so I've got 9 of them ready to go, and my coats and jackets are really annoying because it's really tight down here, and I know that there's some good money in here, but the sell through isn't there. And I know that we're in summer now, so the sell through is obviously not going to be there, but they didn't sell through in the winter either. So there's clearly something amiss with some of these items, especially the ones further to the back, because they are obviously the oldest ones. My very oldest coat is this one. It's a Jack Wolfskin red coat, and straight away I know that the colour red is one of the issues, and I think it's like an extra small, so it's got the biggest issues going. So that's gonna have to go into the wholesale bale, I think. I can't even tell you how much that is on eBay for. It's not even on for that much, I don't think. But people don't look for red clothes, people don't look for extra small, just in my opinion. That's my store. Doesn't really sell that well, especially when it's a double combination of the two. Now, if you had like a black or a navy extra small, you got a chance. If you've got a red top that's an extra large or a 2XL, you've got a chance. But when it's an extra small and it's red, really, not a lot of people wanting that, I wouldn't have thought. But somebody would be really happy to get that in a wholesale bale, so I need to get on with that. I think I'm done. I really do think I'm done. I'm going to delist a couple of the other army schmucks now, add them to this wholesale bale. I'm probably going to do the same with the jackets, just a couple of them, probably to make up like 15 coats. If I can make up 15 coats and 10 army jackets, 2 more wholesale bales going out, get some room back in again, and that's the week done. Thank you very much for watching, and if you've got any questions, drop them down in the bottom, and let me know how your eBay's going. Is there anything that you've seen from the new strategy that I'm using that you can apply? I know one person did message me off the back of the last video saying that he really liked the strategy and he was going to try and implement it, but he sells different things, so he's got to tweak it slightly. Let me know if the strategy could work for you as well, and let me know how you're getting on with it. See you next time.